Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda if you are new here. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. This is going to be my WW weekly meal prep. This is going to be all of the meals that I'm going to be eating throughout the week, mostly the beginning of the week because I like to change it up. So this will last me anywhere from like 3 to 4 days. I'm going to show you guys a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner for WW Blue. That is the points I'm going to be leaving you guys in the description box with the recipe and instructions. If you are on a different plan, you can just add this into the recipe builder. Whatever plan you're on, it'll generate a point for you. So the points probably will be different depending on what plan you are on. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel grow and I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're not. I would love to have you here along my journey. And let's just jump right into the meal prep. Okay, for breakfast, we're going to be making an English muffin, bacon, egg, and cheese little sandwich. So I'm going to be using the light multigrain 100-calorie English muffins. I only have 5 here, and I need to use these up before they go bad. So that is what inspired me to make this breakfast. I have some Kraft singles I'm going to be using. They did not have eggs at my store, so I have to use the egg stirs, which is a liquid egg product, and the fully cooked bacon. This is the naturally hickory smoked bacon, and then just some salt and pepper. You will also need a pan. That's how we're going to make the eggs, because I want to make like egg squares. So we're going to need a pan, and then to store the sandwich, I'm going to use plastic bags. And I'm going to wrap it in parchment paper just to keep the moisture out. So I'm just going to shake this up. And I just want a thin layer. I want this to be pretty thin. I don't want it to be too thick, and I want it to cook pretty fast. We can measure if we want. Even though a liquid egg is 0 points, we'll measure just so that we have an exact. I'm thinking like a cup. Alright, so let's see what a cup's gonna look like. Probably need one more. So 2 cups is what I think we're gonna have to end up doing. There we go. That's perfect. So we did 2 cups of a liquid egg white, and I think that's thin enough but not too thin. We're gonna add some pepper. And some salt, some sea salt. We are going to let this bake in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. When you live in an RV, you have a gas oven. So you have to light it and turn it. I got a lot of questions about where this pan is from, and I got this pan from Home Goods, and it's actually a really beautiful light blue color. It looks almost white, but it's like light blue, and it has like these little designs on the side. It's a really great pan. If you see this at Home Goods, if you shop there, pick it up because it's a great pan. Okay, we're just gonna add it to the skillet, and it says to cook for about 5 minutes and to not overcrowd the skillet. So we're gonna do we'll do 5 pieces, and I'll let that cook, and then we'll put it on a plate once it's done. Alright, here is the eggs done. I'm gonna cut out some squares. I will have some leftover squares, which is great, because then I can just make more wraps or sandwiches for the next few days. So that works out perfect. Okay, so here are the English muffins. I'm gonna go ahead and add the egg on first. Next, we're gonna add the cheese so that it kind of melts down onto the English muffin. So add your cheese. And then last, I'm going to add the bacon. Again, just cutting them or breaking them in half. Definitely eating the the bits that fall down. This bacon's really good, and it was so easy. We like easy and simple. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna just place the tops on. All right, I just wrapped the first one. It's in a little plastic bag, and I'm just gonna continue wrapping the others. So I'm just putting it in a parchment paper, wrapping it up nicely, like so, and then putting it in a little Ziploc, and then we're gonna just store these in the freezer. And then if I know I'm gonna have one the next day, I'll take it out from the freezer and put it into the fridge, because I won't eat these back to back. I like to have different kind of breakfast every day. So I'll definitely use them up throughout the week, but it might not be back to back. It's like every other day, and things like that. And also Joey's gonna be eating some of these, and he's gonna love them. All right, here are the sandwiches all packed up, ready to go. We have 5 delicious sandwiches ready to go in the freezer. I recently just got this seasoning, and it's so good. It's by Tasty, and it's the tangy garlic ranch and chive seasoning, and it's so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and season all of this chicken breast I have here. I cut up 4 chicken breasts. Lots of chicken I want to prepare, mainly just like buffet style, to have a lot of chicken. For salads, and if I make like a little chicken bowl with some rice and zucchini, I want to just have all the chicken prepared. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and bake this in the oven. I'm gonna cook down some zucchini, and I'll season it once it starts getting kind of softer, and this will go with my chicken. So I'll have a nice green veggie with a side of chicken. All right, guys, the zucchini is done. The chicken is done. It looks really good. We're gonna add some sauce. I have a little bit of white rice we're gonna add to this. I had this already cooked, so just cook some white rice. But I always feel like I have some kind of rice in my fridge. So I'm gonna make a little rice bowl, chicken rice veggie bowl with some sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and get that started. For the sauce, I'm gonna be using Cleveland Kitchen's roasted garlic sauce. This is the new line they're doing, is dressings and marinades. I use the Cleveland Kitchen for my kraut. I show you guys that all the time. The Cleveland kraut is so good. And this is their new line of dressings. I'm so excited. I've tried every single one, and they're amazing, and they're so point friendly. You can have 2 tablespoons for 1 Smart Point. So I'm gonna do 1/4 cup, because I like my chicken super sauce, and chicken is 0, so I don't mind adding some really good sauce and flavor to it since it's already 0. We're gonna give that a little toss. It's perfect. Ooh, it smells so good. So I'm gonna take 1/4 cup, and I'm gonna do rice on the bottom first. I think I could get 5 out of it. Let me go grab one more. We have 5 little storage containers of rice. We did 1/4 cup. It made 5 servings, and 1/4 cup doesn't sound like a lot of rice, I know, but this is just for lunch, so I don't really need like a ton of carbs for lunch. I want to keep it low in points and just more so focused on the veggie and the chicken. The rice is just like a nice little added touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken, which we'll have some leftover chicken I'm gonna save for salads. I'm gonna save this. This will be like a little bit leftover for salad. And then we're gonna add our zucchini on top. So I'm just gonna place the lids on and pop them all into the fridge, and then the next day I'll just take them out and heat them up for about 2 minutes. Super easy, delicious lunch. And you could also drizzle some additional sauce on top if you want. You can have 2 tablespoons for 1 Smart Point, so you could add a tablespoon or 2 depending on how much you want, but that's a really good option as well. Alright guys, for the dinner recipe, I'm going to be making a sausage pinto bean soup. So for the sausage, I'm using a Butterballs turkey sausage. I'm going to be using a big can of pinto beans. This is the 27-ounce can of pinto beans. You're going to need some chicken broth. This is the reduced sodium chicken broth, an onion, some lemon juice, and then for seasonings, you can kind of play around with this, but I'm doing some dried parsley, onion salt, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and then you'll need some spinach. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my sausage and my onion and rinse my beans. You'll wanna rinse them pretty well and make sure you get all the coating off of the beans, and then we're gonna dump it all into the crock pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the sausage up just into little slivers. What inspired this recipe was, I don't know where you guys are from. I don't know if it's like this where you are, but all of the like chicken and steak, I feel like there was very limited options, but they did have lots of like this sausage available. So I picked it up, I grabbed it up right away because there was no chicken at the store I was at. And I was like, what can I make with this? So I found this recipe actually on Pinterest, and I'm only adding a few other things and changing it up just a little bit from the recipe that I found from Pinterest, which I'll also leave that link below. But just went ahead and cut up all of the sausages into that size, and then we're gonna cut up the onion next. Alright, to the crock pot, we're gonna add our onions first and our sausage. Just pour that all in there. Then we're gonna pour in our pinto beans that we've rinsed and drained. This is 1 tablespoon. We're gonna do about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Next, add your chicken broth. We're doing a 32-ounce box of chicken broth. Oh, lost a little fella. And we're actually not going to be adding the spinach until once this is done cooking, because it'll just pretty much dissolve in here. So you don't need to add the spinach until later. So just set the spinach aside for a little bit later. Now we're gonna add our seasonings. We're gonna do, and I don't really measure, I just kind of go for it. We're gonna do some garlic powder. I love garlic powder, so good. We're gonna add a little bit of onion salt. Some extra dried parsley. The onion salt does have dried parsley, but I like a little bit extra. And then we're gonna add some black pepper and salt. Just give that a good mix. We're just gonna place the lid on. We're gonna put it on high for about 5 hours. All right, guys, the soup is done. So we're gonna add 1 cup of the diced tomatoes in here that we diced up. And then we're going to add our spinach. And this will kind of continue to cook and wilt down just from it being so hot. So I did turn off the heat. And I'm just gonna let this kind of warm up in the soup. All right, the soup is still hot, so we're gonna place the lid on for another like 8 minutes and just let it get really hot and cook the spinach and the tomatoes a little bit more. And then we'll be ready to portion it out in its container. Oh, it's so pretty too. It's like Christmas colors. I'm really excited about this soup. I have 2 containers here, and I'm going to measure out how many servings this is going to be. I'm gonna do 1 1/3 cup for a serving. That's how much soup I typically like to have for dinner. So I'm just gonna go ahead and now measure out how many servings that gets me so that I can put it in the recipe builder in the app on WW and see how many points it is. All right, here is the soup. It made 6 servings. 1 1/3 cup is a serving. And for toppings, I know I'm gonna probably add some Parmesan cheese and light sour cream. I feel like that would be really good. And maybe some croutons. So here is the soup, a little overview. I'm gonna let that cool down, put the lid on, and store it in the fridge, and then I can just heat it up in the microwave the next day. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes and try them out yourself. Make sure to check the description box and also on my website. That'll be linked down below. If it's easier for you guys to follow a website recipe and print it out, that will be available down below in the description box. So make sure to check there. I hope you guys are all doing so well, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some food inspiration and meal ideas. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.